What if I told you that you are already becoming a profitable trader and you don't even realize it? Sounds impossible, right? But here's the thing. When you start evolving as a trader, it doesn't feel like success. It feels like something is wrong. Like you're losing the excitement. Like you're doing less instead of more. Like you're going backwards. And that's exactly why most traders are confused. Because they're chasing a feeling instead of recognizing progress. I've been through every stage of this, and I wish someone had told me earlier that in trading, evolution sometimes feels like falling off. So let's talk about the 5 signs that might have already showing up in you without you noticing. Because even if 2 or 3 of these hit for you today, you're closer than you think.
Sign 1. You're bored by your setups. Now I know, that sounds wrong. Isn't the whole point to stay sharp, stay engaged, stay excited about what the market is doing? No. Actually, no. Here's what nobody tells beginners. When you first start trading, the charts feels electric. Every candle is a story. Every setup feels like a discovery. You check your positions every 4 minutes. You screenshot every winning trade. You feel alive in front of that screen. I still remember a few years ago when I first got into trading, I was looking at charts and drawing trend lines all day. It was my new hobby. I felt excited doing that, and that feeling, that's the problem. You don't miss the excitement because it made you better. You miss it because it made you feel alive, because the adrenaline that makes trading feel exciting is the exact same chemical that destroys your decision-making. Your nervous system doesn't know the difference between a good trade and a dangerous situation. It just reacts. And when you're reacting, you're not reading. The traders who last, the ones who actually compound year over year, they describe their sessions differently. Routine, mechanical, almost boring.
I also remember the first time I sat down and felt nothing when my setup appeared. No surge, no hesitation, no debate, just pure, direct execution.
I thought something was wrong with me. I felt the fire inside me dying. I even started doubting my choice. Maybe I don't want to do this anymore. Maybe I should look for something else. Until I realized that this wasn't a warning sign, it was actually a big progression. So if you're already feeling the same, just know that your nervous system is finally trusting the process and you are on the right path to master the game. Because this is the whole point of trading boredom and emotional neutrality. Sign 2. You care less about your P and L during the session. Quick question. How many times do you check your open P and L during a live trade? If the answer is constantly, you're not managing a trade, you're managing your emotions. And the market makers, they can feel that. This one took me a long time to understand. I used to open a trade and immediately feel the urge to check how much I was up or down. Every tick felt personal. Every red candle felt like an accusation. You may think this is normal, you're just checking if you are losing or winning. After all, that's the whole point of the game, right? Let me tell you what this is doing to you. When you constantly check your P and L, you're pulling your mind completely out of the market, reading into the dark hole of self-monitoring. You stop watching the market. You start watching yourself. And believe me, that's exactly what the market makers want you to do. While the beginner checks P and L for validation, he asks himself, am I right? Am I winning? Is this working? The conscious trader checks it only when the system requires it, not from anxiety, but from a process point of view. Now, I want you to listen to this very carefully. There's a version of you that can sit in a losing trade, following your risk management, and feel nothing but patience, because you accepted the loss the moment you placed your order. That version of you isn't far away, but you only reach it when you stop measuring your worth by what the screen says every 5 minutes. Sign 3. You skip more trades than you take. This sign is by far the most confusing out of all 5, and to this day, I still struggle with it. Because think about it for a second. Ever since childhood, we were told that bigger efforts equals bigger results. You work harder, you earn more. You train harder, you get stronger. More commitment equals more reward. So when you think about trading less, it feels like laziness. It feels like hesitation. It feels like fear. But it's not. It's the opposite. Few years ago, I used to take every setup that was almost good enough without even waiting for a strong, decisive confirmation. I used to convince myself that the structure was close, the timing was almost right, the signal was kind of there. So let's fill the order and catch that big, juicy move early on. Well, you know how it usually ends.
Stop filled.
The real shift in my account balance didn't happen until I started passing on those trades. Not because I was scared, but because I knew the difference between my edge and almost my edge, and almost wasn't enough anymore. Real progress in trading often looks like less action, not more. Remember that. The greatest trade you'll ever make isn't in the market, it's within yourself. Think about what that means in practice. The trader who passes on 7 setups and takes 1 clean one. That trader is operating from mastery. While the trader who takes all 8 because he can't stand sitting still, that trader is operating from pure impulses.
Patience isn't passive. It's one of the most aggressive skills in trading because it requires you to fight your own boredom, your own FOMO, your own need to feel productive. Every trade you don't take is also a decision. It's an art, the art of patience, the art of surgical precision.
There's so much more information I can give you about this critical skill, but it will not fit in this single video. So if you want me to go deeper into this, please tell me in the comments. Maybe I will make a full video about this topic. Sign 4. Losses stop feeling personal. This is not just a sign that you're becoming profitable. This is a must-have mindset for every trader. You can't reach success without it. Listen to this again. Emotional detachment is a must-have skill for every trader. I learned this the very hard way because for a long time, every loss felt like a verdict, not just on my trade, on me, on whether I was smart enough, whether I had what it took, whether I was just fooling myself. I've sat at a screen after a loss with my jaw tight, telling myself I'd get it back. Revenge trading, doubling down, making it worse, and then sitting in the silence after, feeling ashamed. That feeling is so hard, but the hardest part isn't losing money. It's realizing you're the one causing it. Realizing that you did it again. You betrayed yourself. If that sounds familiar to you, I want you to hear this. Mark Douglas said it better than anyone. The best traders think about trading as a probability game. They don't need to know what's going to happen next to make money. That's it. You don't need to know. You must accept that any single trade is just one outcome in a long distribution of outcomes. A loss isn't a mistake. Think about it like the cost of doing business in an uncertain environment. So here's what I want you to do. Next time when the market hits your stop loss, take a deep breath, grab a pen and journal it. Check whether you exactly followed your strategy. If you did, then your trade was a success, even if it loses you money, because that way you're winning in the game of probabilities, you are winning in the long run. When you learn to cultivate that emotional detachment, you start taking losses calmly. No self-sabotaging, no revenge trading, no blaming over the market. And believe me, this alone is one of the clearest signs of trader development. So pay attention to these signs within you. You might be closer than you think. Sign 5. You stop searching for new strategies all the time. Let me ask you something. How many strategies are sitting in your trading folders right now? Half-tested. Screenshots from courses. Systems you used for 2 weeks before the next thing caught your eye? I know. Every trader has been through this. It feels exciting trying out new things. But here is the sad reality. Strategy hopping is just insecurity in disguise. It feels like learning. It looks like growth. But in reality, it's just rescue seeking. You're looking for the system that finally makes it click for you, the indicator that removes the uncertainty, the edge that means you never have to sit with discomfort again. That edge doesn't exist. What does exist, what really builds a profitable trader, is going deeper, not wider. You should only take one proven method and learn it, backtest it, get obsessed with it until you stop seeing setups and start feeling them. That's how you're going to reach mastery. Mastery is not about having 10 strategies. It's about having one and speaking it fluently. So if you already have a tested and proven strategy, which has worked for you, go deeper with it, stick to it, and treat it like your wife. You need to get married to your strategy, and then cut all the fucking noise. Don't distract yourself with what other traders are doing. You're not giving up on growth, you're sharpening your edge. Now let me pull all 5 of these together, because there's something very important here. Take a close look at all of the signs we discussed. None of them are exciting. You're bored, you're passing on trades, you're calm after a loss, you're ignoring your P&Ls, and you stopped hunting for new systems. From the outside, this looks like the fire is dying. It looks like losing the passion. It may even look like settling for less than you are. It is not. Don't let your mind fool you. This is exactly what you need to go through. It's the shift from emotional trading to professional trading. And those two things feel completely different from the inside. Emotional trading feels alive. Every trade matters. You're excited and you think that you are engaged, but in fact, you are just being reactive. Professional trading feels quiet, smooth, sometimes even flat. But the equity curve, it's trending aggressively upward. So here's what I want to ask you before you close this video. Which of these 5 signs do you already see in yourself? Not where you want to be, where you actually are right now. Drop it in the comments. And if none of these signs are there yet, that's okay too. You're watching this video. That means you're already looking for the right thing while other traders are just chasing the next miracle indicator. The truth is, when I was deep in the rabbit hole, I didn't need more strategies. I didn't need another indicator. I needed someone to tell me that what I was feeling wasn't failure. It was the process. That's what this channel is about. If you're going through the same thing, the doubt, the frustration, the quiet suspicion that maybe you're finally changing, subscribe, because the next video picks up exactly where this one ends. And I promise you, you don't want to miss what's coming. You've already done the hardest part. You started looking in the right direction. Now stay.